I just went live. I mean, I'll stay in there until Arkina launches it, and then I'll leave the chat so I can commentate the race. I haven't heard anything, but I have to check it out. Yeah. So far, everything looks good. Arkina, change Dindo. He's in Group 2. Ferrari's in Group 2. NDL Dindu. He's in Group 2 in the Ferrari. No, he left. He came and left. Unless he's racing. Correct. Yeah. Exact same start. What won't you be able to do? No, no, no. Nope. It's just you, man. You should have 24. Should be full. The two viewers. Missing one more person. Or drivers, to say. Bleacher's good. We got Bleacher is on Saratov Racing. 20 is last, yeah. Yep. Mercedes is group 2, correct. 2. Audi's group 2. Just got just bolt needs to be changed and hot pockets right now. Yeah, everybody else looks good. Yep, BMW. Oh, BMW is group 1. Sorry. Yep, you got everybody. All right, Akina, I'm gonna back out. You got this, right? All right. Just don't forget fuel and tires. Good luck, everybody. All right. Test, 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 test. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SEC. This is the Super Endurance Championship, the premier, or one of the premier races, I should say, of Forza Motorsport, where you have 3 drivers per team, 3 stints. Each driver races a stint, and together we add up their distances to get a total distance, and that's how we determine who is the winner of round 1, which is taking place here in Daytona Beach, Florida, in the Daytona racetrack. Looking at stint 1, we had a great performance by the NDL Lobster team with NDL Beats, who is looking to run 2 stints in a row. He will be running again, and he will be a force to be reckoned with, a driver to be looked at as he starts in pole for a second time today. Closely thereafter, we've got Chap Speed Racing. They are in second, right behind Beats. Let's see if we can find their driver. Looks like we got JSR Light. And in third, we got NDL White Pearl. NDL White Pearl looks like Avocado or Toge. Yep, Toge will be racing starting off in third place. Here's how it works, folks. Everybody's going to start the race. We'll line up single file according to the total distance that everybody ran And once everybody is lined up, they will start moving at 60 miles per hour until they reach the start point, which is a giant yellow Pennzoil blow-up balloon on the left side of the track just after turn 3, and then they are full throttle. It is a 2-hour race. There is no mandatory pit stop. So tire strategy is definitely a key here. It's going to be a mixture of between mediums and hards. As you know, Forza Motorsport had updated the Daytona pit exit, which makes this pit a lot longer and definitely not worth using softs and pitting so many times because you will lose so much time. So it's going to be a combination of mediums and hards, and we're going to see which driver will be able to calculate their fuel and their tire wear to the best of their ability. And here we go. Sorry I'm out of fuel behind ECR Buckshot, but let's find Beats as he's going to come up to the front. There's Beats in pole position as everybody else comes in behind him. We're lining up here, looking at the top 10 drivers. What's very interesting is you have different car manufacturers. Out of the 10 top drivers right now that are starting from first to 10, 8 different car manufacturers, which is very impressive. This is a shout out to NDL Avocado and his team, which worked really hard on the BOP for these cars. You can see a lot of different cars being chosen, and not only that, there really is no clear advantage that any one car has, even though some cars might have slight advantages over other cars in different tracks, but for the most part, everybody is on the same even playing field. What's very important about this Daytona track is going to be the draft. You want to make sure that you are in somebody's draft. If you're caught out all by yourself, you're going to lose precious time, precious distance that your teammates would love for you to have. So it's going to be interesting to see if anybody's going to team up here or even triple up and try to follow each other for the majority of the 2 hours, or are everybody going to spread out and we're going to have everybody driving by themselves and no advantage for anybody without the draft. And here we go, everybody's lined up. NDL Beats is taken off for Team Boodle, followed closely behind by JSR Light. This is 11 p.m. 33 rubbering and on. Oh man, Season 2, SEC, this is it. Very exciting stuff. Stint 2. And shortly after, he should be away. And there we go, we're all full throttle, and NDL Beats is out with JCR Light right behind him. Looks like he went a little wide. JCR Light, Toge might have the inside here on that Chevy. Yes, he gets the move done, takes it into second place. NDL Beats gets a nice little distance here. That Porsche has very good pickup on low speed corners, folks. Very low drag, so it's perfect for a track like this. I think that the Porsche might have a little bit of advantage on a track like Daytona, but even though you pull away, you can see right here, Toge is not far behind, and in the draft, he should be able to catch up and put pressure on the leader. JSR Light not happy about getting past it so early in the race. He looks like he's might gonna make a move here on the bus stop, or wait till after the bus stop and try to get him into turn 1. Very smooth here through the bus stop. Looks like JSR Light had a little bit of trouble here through the bus stop, and now he's getting pressured in by HR Warner. And Bradders hits a wall and almost hits into Warner right there. Almost lost it, but I think you're good. Yep, they got back into line. Bradders almost lost it, hitting into the wall. These NWR guys, excuse with me are new to SEC, and they are knocking on the door, folks. They are pressuring the top guys, and this is going to be a team to watch out for the remainder of this season. Looks like JSR Light going back up to move on the inside of the NDR Bradders, maybe even in front of HYR Warner. He's a newly minted HYR. If you don't know Stokey Joe, he is one of the top guys at HYR, or if not the top guy. Great guy, swell guy. I even raced for him in a tour event a while back. And glad to see that Warner found a good team to join and compete with. Right now, looks like JSR Light is in third. Toge still keeping up behind Beats, who's in first. Not too far away, but still close enough to maybe catch up and get back into the draft. Let's take a look at the back here at the drafters. We got NWR Bradders moved up to the fourth place, passing Warner. And the draft is going to be very interesting. This is where most of the passing is going to happen, and it's going to be interesting to see if drivers are going to let the person in the draft pass because they'll lose too much time fighting. It's a 2-hour-long race. No point in fighting super hard in the beginning of the race. Or are they going to start blocking each other and preventing each other from passing because they want to stay out in front? And Bradders looking on the outside of Light. Tough to pass around the outside, even though you have the side draft. It's just not enough to really get the move done. Arno moving into fifth place as he passed for Warner, but Warner wants it right back. Hard into the brakes into turn one. A little wide for Bradders, but he's good, cutting right behind, tucking right behind Bradders. Nope. Little slide from Bradders might give a window. Nope. JSR holds third place. Let's take a look at NDL Beats. He is out in front in first place, closely followed by Toge. There is a big gap between them. I don't think Toge is close enough to really get the draft, but right now, fourth place and third place are really fighting. Fifth, sixth are able to stay really close to these guys. These two Mercedes are battling out with a Ford GT, followed by a Viper. Interesting to see a Viper in the top 5 of this race right now, top 6, as they are not known to have that top speed advantage, but that torque works so well for them that they can get up and go very easily compared to the other cars, and allows them to keep up in that mid and low speed sections of the track. But the high speed, keeping in the draft is very important for that Viper. Mercedes got good top end. Bradders is able to make a nice clean move into third place here, going through the bus stop. Oh, little slide by Bradders right here. I think Light might be a little bit here on the outside. No, Bradders is blocking Light, and Bradders go back to the inside. A little contact with the Ford GT here. Arno was looking to make a pass, and so was Light. What? Arno's still going for it in the Ford GT. He's pushing. Can he get done on the outside? Looks like they might go 3 wide here again. Warner in 6. He's looking. He smells blood in the water. Oh, 2 cars go wide. Arno goes wide. Light was able to hold him. Bradders still has third place, but I think Light might get a better run out. Oh, looks like a contact with the wall might have happened there. Couldn't really tell. Yes, Light had a contact with the wall, pushed him into the grass. There was not enough room to go 2 wide there. Looking back at 11th place here, HYR Flux, Banana, and Callum. But the story is still back up here in 4th and 3rd place. And Arno started further back, making his way slowly up the field. He's doing a very good job. Arno in the draft that Mercedes. That Ford GT is very aerodynamic. You can see it's much lower than the Mercedes, very streamlined, was even believe it was even developed later on after this Mercedes car, and it might be able to get the run here on that Mercedes, but that Mercedes has got good top end, folks. It's going to be very difficult. Third and fourth are starting to pull away. Warner and Light have gotten spread out after that contact with the wall. Pockets. Looks like we have Arkina and NDL Dindu right here. Arkina trying to make a move here on that Ferrari. The only Ferrari on the track. But make no mistake, folks, this Ferrari is the real deal. The BOP was designed around the Ferrari. And look at this. Arkina makes the move around the outside of the Ferrari. Looking back here, we have a bunch of cars fighting for 11th through 17th. Everybody on top of each other. HYR Flux in that McLaren. Getting a little bit of distance. TNR Skiddy side by side here with the Mercedes, trying to get back on the inside. A little bump there on the Mercedes. That was ESV Bolt, but he seems to have caught the car under control again. Hard on the brakes, not much room for error, folks. This is really close. The slightest mistake, the slightest bump, the slightest skid, this could send 2-3 cars into the wall, which I wish on no racer, but anything can happen. This is racing, and this is Forza Motorsport. This is P1R SEC Championship right here. Looking at ESV Vault, excuse me, making the move around the Lambo. There's so much going on, it's chaotic. Looks like somebody's in the grass right here. Oh, dangerous by Banana. Not sure what happened in the Audi. Looked like a dangerous back onto the track. Should have waited. Not sure what happened there, but he was definitely not happy. Wanted to get back into the race as soon as possible as we go 3 wide with the Lambo, McLaren, and I believe another Audi. There it is. On the brakes, reflex on the outside. Skiddy looks like he might get the move done with the Lambo on the inside. Let's go back up top to third and fourth right here as this battle continues between Arno and Bradders. Arno hard, deep braking on the inside, getting the move done. Very well done. Might have caught Bradders off guard there, but Bradders is still right behind him. And this allowed Warner, who's in 5th place, to catch up a little bit. If he can get the draft, he might be able to close in on 3rd and 4th place. And let's see what happens here as they come down the... Oh, back straight! Oh, Bradders got the Arno on the side. He spun. Bradders got the outside of Arno just a little bit, and it was enough to spin Arno, and that's terrible, folks. Terrible luck for Arno. Not sure what happened. If there was like a Forza glue, or if the cars just came together. It was just unfortunate. This allowed Warner to pop up into 3rd place with Bradders in 4th. NDL Beats in 1st place by himself. He's pulling away hard. NDL, these Team NDL guys, they know how to win races, folks. They're a relatively new team, but they are an experienced team, and they know how to get it done. They've done well in other tournaments as well, and in SCC, they are definitely the dominant team. Last year's champion was an NDL team, and this year they're going to look to repeat and continue carrying the SEC crown for another year. In 5th place, JSR Light fell back a little bit as he started out in 3rd, but now he's in 5th. Bradders still in 4th with Warner in 3rd place. Let's take a look at the back over here. 11th place, we got Bolt and Ver Callum. He added the Ver into the Callum name. It wasn't there before. He added it because he looked like Max Verstappen, and everybody wanted to add in the Ver, so he is a TNR Ver Callum. Mercedes close closely following that Audi. Audi very good at putting the power down and getting on the gas very quickly. That weight distribution with the mid-engine allows for early acceleration, but also very hard and strong acceleration. Might give a little advantage in the slower corners, but you're going to see that Mercedes kind of creep up on it on the top end. Mercedes is very good in the top end of this, in the fast portions of the track. Let's go a little bit further back here. Looks like we got some cars on top of each other. Yes, we do. We got Bunter. Oh, man, Bunter. A little contact right there. Goes into the grass a little bit at the bus stop. Oh, my God. Arnaud. Is that Arnaud? I think Arnaud hit the wall a little bit there. Yes, he is. Back in the 20th place, trying to make his way back up. Remember, this is a long season. Anything can happen. And we still have pit strategy, so we don't know who's going to end up where yet. H-Star Mugshot in 16th place right now. Going around the outside, trying to get 15th place. And Banana, maybe hard on the brakes, trying to go around him on turn 1. Oh no, a little contact maybe, and he was pushed out wide. This section right here, 15 through 20th. So close, so on top of each other. It's very hard to get by, especially with the draft. You have the draft, even if you make a pass and you make the move, Metal Bomb here in 14th place, Banana trying to get by, everybody will catch up very easily in the draft, and now you have another congestion, a bunch of cars all on top of each other. Looks like right here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Warner going at it. Bradder's in 3rd. JSR Light caught up into 4th place. Warner in 5th place right now. As they go down the straight, they are drafting each other heavy. I love the paint job of that Viper, though. That front end looks very sick. Very mean looking. Looking like it's going to destroy the competition. Love it. Through the bus stop, nice and easy. They might have settled in here. Nope, JSR Light through the bus stop, making it done, getting it done. Batters on the outside, a little high. I'm not sure he's going to get the run on this one. You might want to tuck back underneath. Yep, tuck back underneath, get that draft. And Warner looks like he is going to be watching them closely, trying to keep up. These two Mercedes might go back and forth for a while. What? Bradders is trying to make a move again on the outside. Going into turn 1, hard on the brakes. Ratter's a little wide. This is going to give the room for JSR Light to get 3rd place, complete it to himself. Raz has no choice but to tuck in behind. Going back here to 15th place, it's still chaos, folks. Going from 15th all the way down to 22nd. There is literally no room to even make a move. I mean, if you try to make a move, you have another car there. The track is not exactly the widest in every section of the field, and you want to try and stay clean, but sometimes you get the Forza glue, sometimes you get a little bump, and all you need is a few inches of a slide, and that makes contact with another car, which can upset it, and now cars behind you are catching up, and you still get another bunch up. TNR Dez going in that Audi. Love the Magnaflow paint job. Little contact there from behind from P1R Bunter, letting him know that he's there. Arnaud made his way up. He was in 20th before. Now he's back into 16th place, slowly making his way up. The good thing about having all these cars together like this is the fact that they can draft off each other. And the fact that they can draft off each other means they can cover more distance. Hot Pockets and JSR Light, something must have happened. JSR Light dropped a few spots back into 5th place. He's now battling with Hot Pockets in 5th. Hot Pockets made his way up slowly but steadily in that BMW M8. Looks like JSR Light got into 5th place very nicely, right behind 4th place and Warner. NDL Beats a good lead right now. Toge now in 2nd place. 3rd place Bradders, a little bit of distance as 4th, 5th, and 6th are now battling each other. Look at this, Hot Box is right on the tuchus of JSR Light. He's letting him know that he's there, and if he gives him a whiff of an opening, he's going to make the move. little loose there on the exit. 7th place Arkina, not too far behind. He might be able to get into the draft. He looks like he's close enough in that Mercedes, doing really well. He did a good job in Stint 1. He's double stinting. Stint 1, he started much further back and was able, through the use of smart pit strategies, move all the way up in the field. And now he's up in 7th place in Stint 2 here at Daytona. Looking at 4th and 5th, Warner and Light going at each other, passing each other at the bus stop. Light might get the exit here on Warner. Warner not really giving him much room. Light might look at the outside here. Surprisingly, that Viper's doing really well in the top end right now, but I think Light might have enough here at the top part. Braking hard into turn 1, he might get the move. A little bit of contact right here. Now I pushed Light really wide. It allows Hot Pockets to get back into the fray. Warner goes a little wide, loses it. They're now side by side. This is where JSR hit the wall last time. No contact with the wall. Looks like Hot Pockets trying to make his move in here. A little contact with Warner as well. Everything seems to have settled back into place with JSR Light holding 4th, Warner in 5th, Hot Pockets in 6th, and now Arkina is in this. He is in this in 7th place, well within the draft, gonna give them some pressure. Bolt has gotten away. He is in now 9th place, followed by NDL Dindu. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Definitely gonna have to check that later on. Right now, JSR Light in 4th place, knowing that there are 3 cars behind him. He's going to do everything he can to make sure his lines are very smooth. He knows right here they're going to get traffic behind him. He's going to try his best to keep him behind him. He's must be thinking right now, if I can keep everybody behind me into turn 1, I might be able to get away, create some separation in the infield, and therefore once we make it back out onto these long straights, they won't be inside the draft and allow them to pull away slowly and steadily, hopefully to catch up to 3rd place. A little loose there on the exit of the bus stop. Might give a chance for Warner or Hot Pockets to do something here. Hot Pockets might look to the outside of Warner. Warner not really giving him much room. Oh, looks like somebody went to the pits. And that's Warner. Warner with an early pit right before everybody else. That tells me he was on mediums. And he's going for, I wouldn't say an early pit stop, but probably a normal pit stop. I think everybody else that is still on the mediums are pushing it an extra lap more, so you will see a lot, or you should see a lot of pit stops coming out very shortly. Again, that doesn't mean that they are on mediums. Oh, ACR Mug a little wide there. Banana going to the inside. Very nice move into turn 1, but it looks like Mug might come back. Nope. Banana gets the move done as he moves up into 14th place. Arno was in 16th last I saw him. Now he's in 13th, making his way up the field. He was in 20th at one point. Now he's back into 13th. He's slowly pulling back in that Ford GT, making things happen, trying to get the inside here of this Lamborghini with TNR Skitty. I think right now he might wait until the straight as to get some draft and then make the move happen. The Ford GT is very good. It's got plenty of power with this build. It's not like the other builds. Usually in the Ford GT, when you drive it, you have to carry a lot of momentum through the turns, but not in this BOP. In this BOP, we've given some power to the Ford GT, so it should be able to do well here on the straight. That Lamborghini is no slouch though, as it puts power down really well and is able to pull really hard, especially in that mid section, mid-speed section. JSR Light now entering into the pits. This leaves Arkina and Hot Pockets out, battling for 4th and 5th. I wonder what kind of strategy they are going for, because this is really far. Thank you, Avocado. Yeah, didn't do. Okay, so Avocado, his teammate, help me out here. Let's take a look at Dindu here. Dindu, I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, but Dindu it is. in the beautiful Ferrari. Nice paint job, very clean. Wherever the livery guy is, make sure you tip him, Dindu, because he did a very good job. And if it is you, hats off, because that is a very good livery. Oh, looks like something happened back here. Oh, no, those are pits. Looking at 13th place. This is ACR Mugshot, closely followed behind by P1R Bunter. You can see here with the mugshot, the side of his car, the left side of his car, he's been scraping on something. And that was from before when you had a pack of cars all on top of each other and not really much room. So my guess is the wall might have some purple paint on that pit exit wall. TNR Dez in that Audi right behind, trying to catch up into 13th and 14th place. Moving up in the grid. Everybody is now spaced out a little bit. NDL Beats is now in the pits. Is Toga going to follow suit? Yes, he is. Third place Bradders, what is he going to do? Yeah, he's going into the pits too. Looks like this is it. They push their tires as far as they can go. Sixth place, we got Dindu. He's going, he continued, he stayed out. He will be the new lead car for this race. He might be on hards. If you remember in the beginning of the race, he was not really up front. People in the mediums or the cars that were up front fighting really hard. He might be on hards and doing a different strategy than everybody else. Looking here, Toge, where's NDL Beats? NDL Beats is now in second place. With Vercallum right behind him. Let's take a look at their pits. And we can see Vercallum in third place, but he has not pitted. Dindu has not pitted as well. Lucky, who's now in fourth place, and not pitted. Skitty in fourth place. Banana. So these TNR guys, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, they are definitely doing a different strategy compared to what Beats is doing. And I think Dindu might also be doing the same strategy as TNR. It could be a coincidence, not sure here, but we're going to see how this plays out in the long run of things. Remember, this is a 2-hour race. Let's take a look a little further back here. It looks like there's some cars on top of each other. Hot Pockets in fourth place coming out of the pits. Blanchard in 13th, right behind the heels of Arkina. Bradders is now in 11th place. He was in third place at one point, but as you can see here, there's a lot of people who have not pit yet. And you can see behind Bradders, you have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right in close proximity of each other. HYR Flux in the pits. Take a look at sixth place and Banana. Closely followed by NDL Toge, who was up there in second place at one point, following around Beats. Bananas might be going with the hard tire strategy here. Now, if Banana is on the hard tires, this means Toge, who's in 7th place right now, might be on mediums, or he might have changed to hards as well. We're going to find out soon. If he's on mediums, he should be able to make this pass very easily, especially since Banana's been out. Banana's tires might be a little worn down. He might see Toge here hard on the brakes into the bus stop, maybe make a move right here. He's got the pace on the outside. Yep, he's getting it done right now. Hard on the brakes as they go into the bus stop. Can Toge hold it as Banana follows closely behind? Yep, Toge gets the move done and then some, leaving a little bit of a gap between them on the exit of the bus stop. Looking looking back here, 13, 14. It's chaos right now. Looks like Letcher might be on tire wear issues as he got passed by 3 cars on the exit of the bus stop. JSR Light in 13th place, but he should be making up some spots in the next couple of laps, as if there are drivers with hards, they should be pitting, I would assume, within the next 3 to 5 laps. JSR Light got the inside right here. Warner trying to make his move on the brakes, goes a little wide. This leaves room for ESV Bolt to come in. Warner's loose on the back end. Bolt gets the job done on the inside. JSR Light still in 13th place, followed closely behind ESV Bolt as he made up his way through the field. Keeping on Light here, not really a good place to make a move. There's a high-speed left-hand corner. I think he backed off here to let Light tuck right in. Bolt might be letting him know that he's there to make the move as soon as he sees any openings. Light goes a little bit wide here as Bolt takes the inside. Now Bolt makes the move. Yes, he had enough grip to really get the power down. On the exit here, Light gets the inside this time, but I think Bolt was able to carry enough speed around, and away he goes. Nice move by ESV Bolt as he moves into 13th place. Looking a little further back at 16, Letcher right behind Warner. Let's take a quick look at our leader for the race. It's Dindu. He's still out in first place. He did not pit. It's just confirmed. Nope, he still has not pit. Vercallum still has not pitted. TNR Lucky still has not pitted. Skitty, Banana, Dez. Refix just went into the pits, but these guys are on hards for sure. And we are past the 30-minute mark, which got you wondering, doing calculations, are these guys going for a 3-stopper right now and maybe doing the whole race in hards, which means that everybody else that is pitting, they're going to have to put on the pace, they're going to have to put on those mediums and really put some lap times down, because they're going to have to make up a pit stop, maybe even 2 if they go for 5 pit stops. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. See if we can pull up their driver data, get some car telemetry, see how fast these cars are going down the straights. Now NDL Beats in second place. He is closing in on Dindu. This is the only Porsche in SEC right now, and it looks like it's getting the job done in Daytona, at Daytona. And you can see here, Dindu just went into the pits. So it looks like just over the half an hour mark is what these hards are going for. Dindu back into first place. Vercallum still staying out. He hasn't pitted. He's still in second. Hasn't pitted. TNR Lucky still staying out for another run. I think these guys are going for these extra laps, so therefore they can carry less fuel later in the race, and that will allow them to put some better times down when the sun comes up. If the sun comes up. I don't think the sun's going to be coming up. This might be an all-nighter, folks. We got Arkina closely right behind NDL Hot Pockets here. Let's take a look at that BMW as it's being pressured by the Mercedes. Now it looks like NDL Hot Pockets is right where he started. He started in 8th place, and he is still in 8th place. But again, don't forget, we still got some pit strategies. So these two cars, Arkina and Hot Pockets, are definitely pushing hard. And it looks like we got a question by Zulu as what happened to Bradders. And Bradders is in 10th place. He doesn't doesn't seem like anything happened. I think what happened is the pit strategy. Ticker. As you see, Bradders did one pit stop, and there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that have not pit yet. So Zula, I hope that answers your question. Bradders is still doing fine. It's just that people have not pitted. Oh, looks like there's some people pitting now. This might give Bradders a position change. ESV Bolt closely right behind him. He's making a move on the inside now. As they pass the start-finish line, ESV Bolt has been fighting hard. He started all the way in the back, and now he has made his way up into 5th place. A little bit of contact by Bradders there into the braking. A little further back, 7th place, JSR Light with Warner and Dindu now fighting it out. Now, I don't want to presume anything, but if I'm Warner, I'm going to have to be thinking about sitting behind Light as close as possible. And as long as Light's got good pace, I might just be drafting him for most of the race right now, trying to get my way up into the front. But if Light's making mistakes like that and going wide, Warner's saying, "No, I'm not following you. I'm going to take the position away." Closely right behind him is Dindu in that Ferrari. He might actually push the Viper. As JSR Light really taking that high line. Gotta wonder if something's wrong with his car. He might be having some mechanical issues as he took a really high line that allowed Dindu and Warner to get by. It could be a strategy for tire conservation or fuel, I'm not sure, because maybe he wanted to do the drafting. Sorry folks, that was almost a big mistake. And we'll just take a look at the drivers in the back. We've got a big pile right here going from 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nope, going back into 4th place. Arkina in 4th place, right behind Hot Pockets. Beat still in 1st place with a nice distance. Toge with a nice distance out in front. He's a newly minted NDL member, and he is definitely showing his skill, showing his teammates that they made a right decision in inviting him to the team. And let's take a look at our viewers if they have any questions. No Astons on the grid, Stevie Warrior says. Unfortunately, nobody picked the Aston Martin. Maybe that might be a car that comes up later on where there's tracks with a little bit more grip, or that requires a little more grip. Maybe it might need to be looked at the BOP for the upcoming rest of the season. Might need a little bump. We shall see. Looks like Arkina is tucking behind Hot Pockets. I'm not sure if Arkina wants to even make the move. He might be tucking behind Hot Pockets and just following him around, drafting him, so they both can cover more distance and help their teammates move up in the grid. Let's take a look at JSR Light here in 8th place, battling with Warner still. These two lovebirds are going at it, folks. They've been with each other for over half an hour, and I will be shocked and amazed if they can keep going like this for 2 hours straight. From start to finish, they've been within at least a second of each other, battling each other, and it's been providing some good racing. take a look further back in the pack. We got Vercallum here in 11th place, solid, getting a little bit of distance between 12 and 13 with Bunter right on the tail of ACR Mugshot. Again, two Mercedes going right at it. It actually looked like Bunter was bump drafting here a little bit, but now he's making the move on the inside. Mugshot might have some issues with his internet connection. You might see him, move back and forth, bob back and forth a little bit there. Might have been me. But those Mercedes drafted together are definitely slowly creep on Vercallum on the straights. I'm back into 19th place. We got TNR Dez right behind HYR Flux. Closely followed by P1R Coastal in that BMW. Beautiful paint job by P1R Coastal in that Three Amigos paint job. If you don't know the movie Three Amigos, go watch it. It is a little old, but spectacular. Highly recommended. Very funny. Don't remember all the actors. I know Chevy Chase is in there, Steve Martin, and I forgot the third guy. But very good acting. Very good. Very comedic. Old Western style movie. Looks like Flux had a little bit of trouble there in the turn 3. Allowed Coastal to catch up a little bit. Let's go back up to ACR Mugshot here as we are slowly catching up to Vercallum and Bunter as well in the Mercedes. Looking at our viewers, we got Stevie Warren saying that the Porsche, which is NDL Beats' first place driver right now, says the Porsche is actually a bad car. He's just a very good driver. Is that true, folks? Let me know in the comments. Is it Beats that's making the Porsche fast, or is the Porsche the fast car? Could it be a both? Could it be a combination? Let me know your thoughts. Looking up here in third place, Hot Pockets still closely followed behind Arkina. And I think what I said before is holding true. I think Arkina is going to tuck in behind Hot Pockets and stay behind him for the majority of this race as he follows along. Different look here as we look at Hot Pockets down the straight. ESV Bolt slowly creeping up on Arkina and Hot Pockets. ESV Bolt started all the way in the back, folks. This guy is something else. He is really making things happen. I mean, look at the changes. ESV Bolt moved up 10 positions. Arkina moved up 17 positions according to this. Now, obviously, this does not tell us exactly where they are, as the pit strategies are all different. Even though everybody has one pit stop right now, I'm pretty sure everybody who's on mediums is going to have to pit soon again, and people on hards are going to stay out for much longer. Looks like Arkina made a move on Hot Pockets up above, getting the inside. Hot Pockets now in fourth place, slowly creeping up right behind Arkina. This might mean that Arkina might have to pit soon, and he wants to pit in front of Hot Pockets. Looking further back in 10th place, we have HYR Warner still following light. Oh, this camera is a little too wild. Let's get a little bit more settled in. Callum dropped back to 13th place as ACR Mugshot and Bunter moved up. These two guys are flying as they slowly make their way up the grid. 16th place, we got Skitty right behind Banana right here. I gotta tell you guys, I'm not sure about you guys, but I love the sound of this Lamborghini. I could be mistaken, but I think it has the V10 engine. I could be wrong, I might be the game, but to me it sounds like a V10, and it's one of the best sounding engines, V10. I don't know why, but they just make such a great sound. V8 sound really good too, those V10s. Just something else. Hard on the brakes here, going into the bus stop. They might get a run here on Banana. Going to the exit, trying to go around the outside. I don't think he's got the pace to do it. Maybe at the start-finish straight as he gets alongside, side by side with the Audi. The Audi might die down at the very top. I think the Lambo might be able to get the move done on Banana. They're very good at the brakes. Oh, wait a minute here. What happened? Skitty got Skitty. Hard brakes here into turn one. Great line by Banana. Skitty following closely behind. Moving back at Warner, still following the light. Oh, looks like we got a battle here. Arkita and still a hot pocket, still on top of each other. Toge in second. NBL beats in first. Toge here in second place in the Chevy. It's the only, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the only Chevy in the grid. And it's kind of interesting. Last year, the Chevy Corvette was the car that everybody wanted. Hate to admit it, but I'll be honest with you guys, it did have a slight advantage over the other cars, and we did not change the BOP because we wanted to keep our word as we weren't going to change the cars, the builds of the cars, but it was not our fault. The Forza update modified some things, and this gave the advantage to the C8. This year, with the BOP being adjusted, the Corvette's still a great car, but not a lot of teams really picked it. This is pretty much the only group, unless I'm mistaken, the only group that has the Chevy C8. And you can see here that it's doing a really good job. In qualifying, Covetro in the Chevy C8 posted the fastest time. I believe it was a 1:41.7, which is insane. Insane. I think I was talking to some of the drivers before, and they were telling me that the fastest, theoretically, the fastest time a car, according to our BOP, could get on this track would be a 1:41.6, and Covetro, without question, a great driver, able to put down a 41.7 in the Chevy C8. So you know that this car, especially in the right hands, can get it done. Again, surprised not more drivers chose to pick it. Arkina now back in fourth place as Hot Pockets has moved up to third place. It's going to be very interesting to see these two drivers at the end of the race. I think right now they're doing, kind of like a truce, a dance truce, taking turns, going back and forth. But I'm pretty sure either one of these guys, if they have a slight advantage, if they're able to get away, especially towards the end of the race, they're definitely going to go at it. Now entering the pits. Let's see some strategies here. I want to pull up the pit strategies now so we can see here Dindo staying out. He is now the new lead car. He was before at the first pit stop. So we know right now Dindo's one of the drivers that only did one pit stop, and they are going on hards. So you gotta wonder, is he gonna able to catch up to Beats or Toge using a pit strategy with the Ferrari, which is very interesting. Ratters stayed out. He's also in third place right now at NWR. He's really putting on a good performance. This is the first season that NWR as a team have participated at SEC, and they are definitely putting on a good showing here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they finish Daytona, all 3 stints. Right now, solid performance in stint 1 and currently in stint 2. JSR Light in 4th place, Chat Speed Racing. These guys, JSR guys, have been around for a long time, and they've had some wonderful drivers. I remember in Forza 6, JSR Rossi, and I believe there was one more. I forgot his name right now. It's not coming to me, but these guys were like the top dogs, and you know, JSR is definitely a household name when it comes to Forza Motorsports. Looking in 5th place right now. Again, this is right now. We don't know what's going to happen. Toge is in 5th place. So coming out of the pits. Wait a minute. NDL Beats is still in 1st. Thought Dindo had 1st place. I guess I was wrong. Beats, as one of my viewers said, Micro, Beats is cracked. And that might be right. He might be broken, guys. NDL Beats might be a glitch in the Matrix to be able this early. It hasn't been an hour yet, and he is ahead of somebody who's done only 1 pit stop, and he's done 2 pit stops. Now, I haven't timed this, but that whole pit stop is, I believe, about 40 seconds long. So NDL Beats has not only been able to put 40 seconds on top of Dindu, but at the same time, you guys also take into account of the speed of the cars, because you know they're driving 180 miles per hour going over that start finish. In the pit lane, you're doing what, 30, 40, 50 at most. So you also have to make up for that. Yeah, NDL Beats. I agree with Micro. He is cracked for sure. Let's take a look at 3rd place, NWR, Bradders. 4th place now, looks like Toge is in some traffic here with Light. But remember, Dindu, Bradders, and Light only done 1 pit stop. Toge has done 2. That doesn't mean that Toge is going to be able to finish in front of them at the end of 2 hours, because it is a pit strategy. But at the same time, I believe Toge still has the advantage here. Now, driving in clean air, which Beats and Toge have been doing for the majority of the race, is not a bad thing, because less mistakes, less battling. But the downside is you have nobody to draft with and get that extra, I would say, half a second down the straights here at Daytona. Let's take a look at drivers further back. We got Hot Pockets in 9th place, battling out with Lucky in the beautiful Audi. Hot Pockets tucked in briefly behind. Now might try to make a move on the outside going into turn 1. Start finish. Might try to make the move at turn 1. Lucky got a little skittish there. Was able to bring it back right behind him. Maybe able to put the power down on the inside, but I think Hot Pockets closed it. There might have been contact there with the wall by Lucky. Audi R8 started with the Iron Man, folks. If you ever saw the original Iron Man movie, the Audi R8 took off, and they're the ones that started those Christmas lights. If you remember, the Audi R8 back in, I believe it was 2005, maybe 2008. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head, but they started with those Christmas lights in the front headlights, and then Porsche started copying them. Hyundai, all the other car manufacturers started copying them too. The Audi R8 definitely put Audi in the sports car world and in the racing world. The Audi R8 definitely elevated Audi's pedigree for the sports racing. Now Lucky right on the heels behind Hot Pockets. Going into the bus stop. And there's some more comments about NDL Beats being cracked. We might have to talk with the SEC race directors and let them know, saying, hey, NDL Beats cannot go for multiple stints. He's got to let his teammates race because he's starting to become a cheat code here. He might have to allow his teammates to race. I've heard though that through the pipeline that one of his teammates is not able to make it tonight, so they might have to double up for the next race at Silverstone, which is going to be round 2. Hopefully, this will allow the other teams to kind of catch up a little bit because NDL Beats right now looks like he's the driver of the tournament, probably the MVP at Daytona. Excuse me, not MVP, MVD, most valuable driver, if he continues. Let's take a look further back at Skiddy right here in the Lambo, following Banana, and closely followed behind by Reflex in 12th place. Now the McLaren, very good car. We haven't really talked about it. Very solid all around. Doesn't do anything outstanding, but it does everything good. Puts the power down. Good top end. Good handling. Does everything really well. So it's a really good, well-rounded car. Oh, it looked like Reflex went airborne there for a second. But really good rounded car. Does everything really well. So, you know, very easy to drive compared to the other cars in the VOP, which will allow for a lot of consistency. And he's right on the heels of those 2 TNR Let's take a look a little further back as we got PNR Bunty here chasing after Mugshot. They've fallen down a little bit as they pitted a second time. You can see here a lot of cars have not pitted yet. All right, let's move up the grid. As we move here, it looks like something happened, and Dindu in 8th place. Oh, Dindu pitted. It's his second pit now. Bradders is still out with 1 pit in 2nd place. TNR for Callum still in 4th and 1. TNR Lucky, 1 pit stop. Now TNR for Callum is in 4th place, ahead of like this little snake going on right here, as 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9 is slowly behind, closely behind. Another interesting point for NDL Beats, no penalties. NWR Bradders also no penalty. TNR Banana no penalty so far. If they're able to finish the entire 2 hours without a penalty, they get a bonus point. Each driver that finishes their 2 hours without a penalty, which is very difficult, folks, especially with that bus stop, to go 2 hours without making a mistake, not easy. So well worth the bonus point if they're able to do it. Looks like Bradders is now into pits. Togan moving up into 2nd place. Callum, is he going to stay out? Yes, he is. Bob Pockets right behind him in 5th place. Looking here at 11th, we've got side-by-side action with Banana and Skiddy as they trade places side by side going into turn 1. Hard on the brakes. Looks like the Audi's going for it. I think it might go wide. Can Skiddy get the inside? No. Banana carries the speed all the way around. Does a very good job. Closely behind is NDL Arno. Remember, he was battling up ahead in 6th place before. Now he's up into 11th for GT. He's been fighting hard, making his way back up. That unfortunate incident looked like Forza Glue with NWR Bradders before, and that caused him to spin a little bit. Well, not a little bit, it's only caused him to spin out. Probably the worst part of the track, which is straight. Look like Bradders going after TNR Dez here in 13th and 12th place. TNR Dez it's only pitted once, so tires might be a factor here. Let's see if we can see here TNR Dez. He's still got some fuel. Let's take a look at P1R Bunter here as he's chasing down HYR Warner. Not sure what happened, but Warner seems to have dropped a few places. I'm not sure if that's because of pits, because Bunter and Warner both have 2 pit stops. So the fact that they're on top of each other is very interesting right now. HYR Flux in 15 went into the pits now. You can see some more people going into the... Oh, Dez and Browders are trading places here. As they go around turn 3 to the high-speed corner of turn 4. Looking up the grid, Vercallum and Hot Pockets fighting for 3rd and 4th. Not sure what happened. Forza Motorsport is doing its thing. Hopefully it will come back soon, folks. This commercial has been brought to you by P1R, Position 1 Racing, as they are hosting the SEC Championships. And we're back, folks. We had a small technical difficulty. One of our satellites was misaligned. A quick keystroke here and there, put it back into the correct position around our planet. And now we are live at Daytona, Stint 2. Hot Pockets putting a little bit of distance here on Vercallum. You gotta wonder if that might be different tires or different tire wear, or is it driver? Hot Pockets doing his thing here in the BMW. TNR Lucky right behind Arkina and Tintu right now. Oh, a little bit of loose there going side by side. Let's try and see a different angle. Get this rail camera here. NDL doing really good in that Ferrari, especially I gotta assume he's on hards. I'm not sure if all the rest of these guys are on hards too, but he has less pit stops than the other drivers. At least he did. Now it's a little bit different. Might have changed up the strategy a bit. Going hard here into the bus stop. Hard on the brakes. The rail camera going crazy right now as he's trying to keep up. Whoa! Forza Motorsport might have a little more work to do on that rail camera. TNR Dez, oh, looks like something might have happened. Got a little bit loose there. They were much closer when I moved over to them. Might have gotten loose at that bus stop. Warner and Bunter still going at it. Everything seems to have settled down a little bit. So I'm trying to find some matches here. But wait a minute, what's going on up here in the front? There seems to be a little bit of congestion. Looking here between 8, 7, 6, and 5th. They're really close on top of each other. ESV Bolt has been working really hard here. I wouldn't be surprised, don't quote me on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to make his way and pass at least 2 of the 3 drivers in front of him. As you can see on the side of his car, it does say redeem, and he's here to redeem. Unfortunately, his teammate from the first stint was lagged out. Because he was lagged out, they had to start from the back. And he's been fighting hard to redeem his teammate. The irony. Let's take a look at a different camera angle here. I want to see. as he's creeping down. He's catching down Lucky here. Making the move on Lucky around the outside. That Mercedes got good top end on the Audi. So Lucky tucking right behind, hard on the brakes as they go into turn one. Not even a squeal. Sideways movement at all as ESV Volt gets the move done. He's now up in the 7th place. And there's a little bit of gap between him and Arkina, who's in 6th place at the moment. But again, mark my words, folks. This guy is going to get it done. Let's take a look at what's going on at Dindu over here in 5th place as he's right behind TNR Vercallum and NWR Arkina closely behind, still with the draft. Ooh, a little bit of contact there, hitting the bumper for Callum. Dindu, I don't know if he pushed him wide or Callum went wide, but now he's got the move done. Dindu up into 4th place, and right now, Team NDL, even though they're on different teams here, folks, the overall Team Noodle has 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th currently in this race. Doesn't mean they're going to finish this way, but at current present, Noodle, they got the board. Not sure what they're putting into their noodles over there, but I want some too right now because I need to find this pace. Taking a look at our viewers, Avocado here saying that Callum is on moderate hards. So Callum is on hards, but on moderate tire wear. Let's see here. If I remember correctly, there was a way to see the tire wear damage. Oh yeah, we can see here 3 of his tires are in moderate, 1 is in light. Fuel at 22%. It looks like he's going to push it for a few more laps. I know there was a way to see the percentages of the tires. Oh, maybe I'm just not being able to pull it up. Nope, don't want to do that. Anyway, before something bad happens, let's just keep it at the car telemetry right now. But as you can see here, Callum is on moderate, so ESV Bolt is going to make the move on Callum very easily. My prediction, if he doesn't get him at the bus stop, for sure is going to get him up by turn 1, provided that Callum does not pit. If he pits, then Bolt's got the easy pass anyway. Bolt's going to get it done right here. I think he's going to go hard on the brakes into the bus stop. Yep. I think Callum might have made it easy for him, braking a little bit early, making sure he does not do anything that would jeopardize his race. This is a 2-hour race. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, folks. It's all about smooth and steady. Let's take a look at the penalties here, seeing who's going to get some bonus points. Right now, NDL Beats has no penalties. Oh, looks like he's going to be pitting. I want to know how the game knew that. It changed camera and the game knew that. Pretty impressive. But looking at the penalties, NDL Beats, no penalties. Bradders also no penalties so far as we've driven over an hour into this race. TNR Banner just going into the pits now, no penalties. And P1R Costa, who is my teammate, is also at no penalties, getting that extra point for their teams. So let's take a look at NDL Beats, still in 1st place. 2nd place is Toga. It looks like NDL Beats has lapped 3 cars. And he's slowly catching up to some more back traffic. Looks like it's going to be TNR Dez, the Magnaflow livery that Beats is catching up to. As we got more people pitting. 4th place is Dindu. He stays out. Arkina in 5th. 6th place, ESV Bolt. Hot Pockets in 6th in the pits as Bradder's coming up in 7th, followed by JSR Light, a bunter. Looks like ACR Mugshot and Warner are now going at it as they get draft down the straight as they approach the start-finish line. Mugshot might be trying to make a move on the outside here as they look into turn 1. Hard the brakes. Warner does not. Oh, looks like Mugshot might have locked it up. Got some understeer there, pushed himself out wide, and Warner didn't even have to defend that. Knowing Warner personally, he does like to defend really hard. It's not easy to get by him. Looks like Mugshot a little bit loose here. He's got a sorry I'm out of fuel on his livery there. Adding a little humor into Forza Motorsport SEC race. Taking a look up the grid, everybody seems to be spaced out when it comes to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. 7, 8, 9. Everybody seems to be spaced out right now. 10th and 11 are still pretty close to each other. 12 and 13, Vercallum and Refegs are on top of each other. You can see here Vercallum on fresh tires, not like it was before. Ooh, I think Refegs might have cut that bus stop. Might get a penalty on that one. Unfortunately, Arno and HYR Flux and DNF. Looks like they might have some engine trouble and whatnot, and that is terrible. We don't wish for any disconnects on anybody, but it is part of the racing, folks. As Dindo seems to be catching up here to lap traffic at Metal Bomb in 20th place. Little Bob seems to be wiggling a little bit side to side. Not sure what's going on with his car. He might have an alignment issue. The mechanics might have to take a look at that in the pits. Didn't do very careful, very solid through the bus stop, getting on the power. Might be able to get this pass done on the straight. Little Bob car. Dude looks like he gets to move down with no problems whatsoever. Nice driving by both drivers. As we go up the field into 10th place, Warner on the heels of Mugshot, closely following NWR Arkina, who's currently in 8th place. Riders making a move on Bolt. Ooh. Into the pits, yep. Mugshot and Warner still going at it. As they slowly creep onto Arkina here. Warner trying to get the inside. Not sure if there was contact. Mugshot got a little loose there. And I think Warner gave the position back. There was a little bit of contact. Oh, looks like somebody coming out of the pits here. That was Bolt in 8th place coming out of the pits. Now we got a 3-way battle, 2 Mercedes and a Viper on top of each other, and Arkina is not far behind, not far ahead actually. speed of him, not too far behind. Reflex is still there. He might be able to get into the fray here. Bolt gets a nice run, but still not far enough. He's going to get drafted and get pulled in here into the bus stop. Warner is right behind him, still close enough as well. I thought there'd be more of a pull. I thought Mugshot would get a lot more closer to Bolt there, but Bolt is really flying right now. Man on a mission. Dindu currently in second place, splitting Toge and Beats. Very interesting here, as he's doing a different pit strategy than they are. Barry's back up into fourth place. Light in fifth. Hot Pockets in sixth. There's a close bunch of cars with 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's take a look at Reflex here as he's in McLaren trying to keep up here. Hopefully making something happen. Looks like we got NDL Micro calling a 1, 2, 3, 4 NDL finish. It's a very bold statement, Kai. Let's see if it holds out. You can see here 10, 9, and 8, really close. Warner and Mugshot not fast through the bus stop. This allowed Reflex to catch up very quickly. ACR Mugshot in 9th, Reflex in 10th, Warner in 11th. Not sure what's going on with the game right now. Mugshot goes into the pits. It says Reflex in 9th, but Warner is in 10th, but Warner is ahead of him. All right, now it's fixed, I believe. Oh, a little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact there. Hit the walls, and now... Oh, this is pretty cool. I get to move the camera. I never knew this. As a caster, when you're on the rails, you can move the camera around. Oh, not that way. Can I move it this way? Oh, I can move it this way, too. Oh, this is pretty cool. For you guys watching, sorry, I seem excited, but... did not know I could actually move the camera around the way I want. It also moves on its own. I wish you could take that away. That would be a lot better. Anyway, back into the action. Let's take a look at 7th place here with Arkina, all closely behind by Bolt. Hot Pockets in 6th place right now. JSR Light in 5th, trying to hunt down Bradders. Bradders in 4th place. Love the blue color though. The blue color pops out really nice with the black. I mean, it matches their gamer tag icon on top of the car. Not sure if that was done on purpose or not, but if it was, a very cool idea. Now it looks like Beats is still in 1st. 2nd is the Toge. And Bradder's now in 3rd place as Dindu had to pit. But again, going to be interesting as it looks like Dindu is trying to do a different pit strategy. So it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up at the end of the 2 hours as we have just over 40 minutes left in this race. Going back into 7th place, ESV Bolt now moving up to 6th place. Arkina following him. NDL, NWR doing really well. Their first time here at SEC, they are holding 3rd and 7th positions. Let's take a look at Warney here as he is following Reflex. And then McLaren. See if we can get a different camera angle. As they go through the bus stop, Reflex a little loose, a little extra brake in there. A little squiggly on the exit, but still able to hold the pace. Early in 6th gear, the Viper needs to be shifted early. Oh, Reflex going to the pits. This gives Warner clear positioning for 8th place. Hard under brakes. Ooh, a little squiggly there. Not sure what happened. Everybody seems to be spread out here. While we're spread out, let's take a look at a lap from our lead car. We're going to watch him do one entire lap. And let's take a look at his lines and find out, try to dissect why NDL Beats is the man to beat. And there it is, folks. One lap by the man to beat, NDL Beats, showing everybody how it's done. And now I pass it on to my viewers. Is there anybody you would like to see? Put it in the stream chat, and I will follow them for a lap. At 6th place here with ESV Bolt and Hot Pockets in 5th place. ESV Bolt again starting near the back and making his way all the way up into 6th place. It's very impressive. NWR Akina also moving up a bunch of places as well in 7th place, doing a really good job. He seems to be getting quicker and quicker. Looks like ESV Bolt making his move on Hot Pockets, getting it done almost too easily. Might have to check his Mercedes after this race and see what's going on here. Shouldn't be that easy to make these moves on these drivers, but ESV Bolt is making it seem like it's just a day walk in the park for him. Another day in the park. Let's take a look at Skitty here in 14th place as he is trying to hunt down P1R Bunter. Well plays TNR Banana right now. Let's take a look at some pit strategies here as well. We can see here NDL beats Togi, Dindo, 3 pits. Bradder's only on 2 pits. Bolt in 3 pits. Hot Pockets in 3. Warner right now doing his 3rd pit. Lucky still hasn't pitted the 2nd time. Skitty's making a move here on Bunter. Looks like something might happen here. Going on the outside, trying to go hard in the brakes into turn 1 possibly. That Lamborghini has really good brakes with that mid-engine. Good weight distribution on each tire. He's going for it. A little bit wide. Not sure. That might have been contact. Wait a minute. Carries the speed through and gets it done. Unbelievable. Stewards would take a look at that, as that might be considered a pass on the outside of the track. Not sure. Seems the governing body says it's an okay move as there was contact, so they're going to allow it, and TNR Skitty gets the job done, and he is in 12th place now. Looks like 17 and 16 are on top of each other with Warner and TNR Dez. Viper on Audi action here. Or I should say Dodge on Audi action. Take a look at 5th place here with Bolt coming out of the pits. Cole followed closely behind by Hot Pockets and Arkita here in 7th place. Again, for those viewers watching the stream, put it in the chat. Who would you like to see? And I'll follow them right now. I mean, the gap between 1st and 2nd is just insane. I mean, it almost looks like Beats has, I want to say, at least a third of the track, maybe more, ahead of 2nd place. I mean, this guy is like a robot. And we got a first-time chat by HYR Flux, and he says, "Hey Turk, hey HYR Flux, sorry about your disconnect. You're doing really well there. Seemed to be in much chaos early in the race there. Everybody was bundled up on top of each other, but you're holding up strong. Fortunately, these things happen, and they can happen to anybody. And it's a sad part of the race, being disconnected, but unfortunately, it is part of the race." Oh, blue screen. And I think we're back here, folks. Not sure what happened, but I'm glad I did not get a blue screen. I'm glad there was no disconnect. Now, I'm not sure how much you heard before, but I was saying before, it sucks to be blue screen, disconnected, anything like that, but unfortunately, it's turning to be a thing that's a part of Forza Motorsport racing here. It's an unfortunate side. I wish nobody gets disconnected. I can't imagine how racers in real life feel as their engine blows out and they're trying to win a race. Let's take a look at Hot Pockets here in 6th place. It's chasing down NWR Arkina. They're now in the back straight. Hot Pockets definitely in the draft here. Going to try and close down the Mercedes. The Mercedes is good at the top end, but BMW M8 is also decent at the top end as well. Should be enough to close them down, especially after the bus stop. If Hot Pockets can get a good run here through the bus stop, he might be able to close them down and make something happen here in turn 1. Again, that Mercedes very good in the top end, easy to drive car. BMW also got some good top end. BMW good to drive as well, but it does have a little bit of tricky side to it with the turbos. The power kicks in really abrupt and can cause those tires to spin. You're going to have to gently enter the throttle with the beater. But other than that, very good all-around solid car as Hot Pocket slowly close the gap here. As he's chasing down Arkina. Now remember early on in the race I did mention how Arkina was settled in on following Hot Pockets, drafting him around the track. This time looks like the roles are reversed, but I don't think Hot Pockets wants to sit behind Arkina. Knowing him as a driver, he does not, folks, he does not want to be behind somebody and follow them. He wants to get in front and lead. And any opportunity Arkina gives him, I think he's going to take it. Right now, he's against passing him before the bus stop. A little late braking there, early braking for Hot Pockets, and able to get a better exit than Arkina. He might try to make the move now on the outside, trying to get that side draft. Side by side, this could be risky as well. We've seen other cars before get that Forza glue, get some contact, but it looks like there's plenty of distance. Arkina might not give up though. He might. I think he's going to settle in behind Hot Pockets. We've still got a little over 25 minutes to go, and not really worth pushing and battling just yet. Beat's still out in first and all by himself in no man's land, but Dindo slowly creeping up on his NDL team, Toge, in second place. They both have 3 pit stops, so it'll be interesting to see if Toge has been slowing down, which is allowing Dindo to catch up. Richard, who is in 18th place, getting a lap right now, might provide some pull for Dindo to catch up to Toge even quicker now. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the next 2 or 3 laps. Hot Pockets in 4th, so right now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 NDL sweep if this holds. Not saying it will hold, but it is going to be a NDL sweep in Stint 2. Right now, NWR Arkina here. Bradders dropped down into 10th place after he pitted. Not sure what happened. Arkina in 5th place here, solid. But just because Bradders pitted, I have a feeling that he's not going to pit for the rest of the race. I think that might have been his last pit. So he is going to go all the way to the end. And let's see the other drivers, how many of them ahead of NWR Bradders are going to pit. Banana only a 2 pit stop. That is really extreme. Same for TNR Skinny. They must be really pushing their tires and putting on that extra fuel. TNR Dez, these TNR guys really love the fuel save. Leechard giving the blue flag. Now Dindo is closely behind Toge for 2nd place here as NDL goes against NDL. Toge not giving it up though. Tucks him right behind him. Gonna wait for after the bus stop. Gives a little space. Leecher right behind. He's also in the draft. This is getting pulled along here. Dindo was able to get a nice bus stop, but I think he's still in the draft. Toge is gonna creep right back up. To the pits, Toge. Let's take a look here at 7th place. JSR Light on the heels of TNR Lucky here. Oh, looks like we have a new JSR team member that might be joining the future SEC races. JSR Ash just signed up for the season. Can't wait to get racing. Can't wait to have you as well. Always nice to have more drivers, especially quality, clean drivers. And that's why SEC loves to see is clean drivers all around, quality racing. And looks like Light gets the move done here on Lucky the 7th. Stokey Joe is being called out here by Parody. Looks like we might be seeing a new HYR team coming in fray here in the future. No, Stokey Joe says he's going to focus on Toro. Anytime you change your mind, Stokey Joe, more than welcome to have you. Or you can do both. Everybody loves to race, no problem doing more than one race. Back in the action here. 11th place, let's take a look at Arkina and Banana going at it. We're going to have to change his camera angle as there's too much shaking. Arkina almost bump drafted in there, looked like, but he is really close, right on the bumper. He's going to look to the inside. Yes, he is. Hard on the brakes. Good move by Arkina. Was able to stick. I was surprised. That Audi is actually pretty good on the brakes, but he might be having some tire wear issue as Banana has only done 2 pit stops. I'm wondering, well, he's probably going to finish the rest of his race in mediums. He's able to do 20 minutes on mediums. That is a possibility. I know that firsthand. Something's going on here with Bradders, now in 6th place as he's moving up as 2 drivers pitted. And remember I told you before, Bradders was in 10th place, and I called it. They said he's not going to pit for the rest of the race. So everybody that pits in front of him is going to come down behind him. And as you can see right now, Hot Pockets fell down into 7th place because he also pitted. And I'm curious to see if Dindu or Toge are going to pit again. NDL Beats is making his final pit stop right now. And that means he's definitely going to be on mediums for the rest of this race. Softs, not going to last as long, so it's definitely going to be mediums. Dindu also taking his 4th pit stop. Toge already did his 4th pit stop. JSR Light, going to be interested to see if JSR Light's going to go all the way here to clinch 4th place. ESV Bolt in 5th, made his way up. He should not have to pit again as well. Toge right behind the heels of Dindu as 2nd and 3rd. Fight it out, noodle style. As Toge might look on the inside here for turn 1. Nope, Dindu covered everything. Let it give him an inch. Now, if you remember, early on the race, Dindu was way out in 2nd place. So, Toge was way out in 2nd place early in the race in that Chevy C8. And Dindu was around 7th place, but there was a huge gap. So Dindu must have been pushing really hard this entire race in the Ferrari. Now, anybody who's done any of these GT3 races knows the Ferrari is one of the hardest cars to put in a proper BOP. It's got one of the worst fuel tanks. It's got one of the worst tire wears. So it's very difficult to actually get a BOP where the Ferrari is in line with the rest of the cars and it has no disadvantage. Luckily, what we decided to do with this BOP is we started to put the Ferrari first, and all the other cars were BOP'd around the Ferrari. And this meant if you have the worst car with the worst tires and the worst fuel tank driving well, well then everybody else is going to fall in line and drive well as is. And that made the BOP all the much better. And that's why we have such an array of different cars, because every car really doesn't have a disadvantage. Yes, they might have some quirks and features where another car might have a little more top end, another car might have a little bit more acceleration, but overall, time-wise, lap time-wise, we're talking a 10, 2 tenths, 3 tenths the most, depending on the driver, but these cars are really close on top of each other for sure. ESV Bolt in 4th place here as he's coming up on Metal Bomb is lapping him. Ratters in 5th place here, riding strong. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Bolt. It's going to be interesting to see how tire wear plays. Even though these cars are not going to be pitting again, you know, at the end of the race, how much tire wear are these cars going to have, and how much time are they going to lose? Is anybody going to be catching anybody? As Toge here, Toge and Dindu are now trading places back and forth, I saw. Dindu got his spot back. Toge's fighting hard for his 3-man team. Even though they're both on Team Noodle, they are friends comrades, but right now these guys are sworn enemies battling out. They're not going to give anything, and they're going to make sure that their team is the one that's going to start higher in the grid. 6th place, Riding Strong, NDL Hot Pocket. 7th place, NWR Kina. What a wonderful stint too. Started down, I believe, in the teens, 14th, 15th place, made his way all the way up to 7th place. Everybody seems to be spread out really well. So we're going to go back to the battle of 2nd and 3rd right now, as Toge is staying in Dindu's draft. Now let's see if we can take a look at some tire wear here. Some driver data. Oh, don't want to do that. Let's take a look at Dindu's tires here. Both seem okay right now. I know there's a way to see the percentages. If anybody that's viewing can tell me how to see the percentages, I really appreciate it. Because I know there's a way to do it. I've seen Insane do it. Where I can see the percentages in the tire wear. Oh, there we go. Dun-da-da! Heartbeat emblem. Thank you, Top Tier Ramen. Thank you for your first time chat as well. Alright, so we got 23% pretty much all around. 22% in the front left. That's Toge. Let's take a look at Dindu. And he's fresher than Toge, so I don't think any of these drivers are going to have problems going all the way to the end. And we can see the sun in the back starting to come up slowly here. Alright, let's take a look at what's going on around the map. As NDL Beats, who's got his nickname Cracked, because he is literally a force of glitch right now, as he is way out in front in 1st place. ESV Bolt in 4th, with a nice gap between him and NWR Bradders, who just got around some lap traffic. 6th place is NDL Hot Pockets, not too far away, so unless there's no mistakes, NDL Bradders should be okay, but as soon as he makes a mistake, Hot Pockets might be on his heels. 10th place, HYR Warner is on Lucky's heels right now, trying to battle for 9th and 10th place. Change his camera look a little bit here. There we go. Yep, Bradders is definitely trying to push tires, as he's only done 3 pit stops. That's tough, 3 pit stops with the mediums, unless he started with the hards. Later, Parody. Looks like Lucky got away from Warner just a little bit here. Let's take a look at Bradders. I'm actually curious to see what's going on with his tires. Ooh, he's going to be at light wear soon. About 46, 48s in that front right tire there. Now, if we look at the time, he's got 11 minutes left. that's going to be tough for us. He might even he's going to definitely get into moderates, for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hot Pockets is going to take advantage of that. I don't know if Hot Pockets is even aware that he has that opportunity, but anything can happen. NW Arkina is also closely right behind Hot Pocket. Oh, not Hot Pocket, sorry, they're lapping Metal Bomb here. But you can see Hot Pocket's all the way in the front over there, so if he battles with Ratters enough, this could give Arkina a chance to maybe catch up and have something happen here. The sun's slowly peeking out over the horizon. And there it is, 10 minutes by our stewards announcing. Yeah, everybody's really spread out. So we're going to keep an eye on NWR Bradders because he's got the tire wear. We're also going to keep a close eye on second place here as Toge is really trying to put the pressure on Dindu, but Dindu's slowly pulling away here, trying to get a little bit of a gap. In the comments, we've got mentions of an NDL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible, and that would be insane if that were to happen. Nope, I don't think a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4 could be possible, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But NDL definitely gonna get 1, 2, 3. Very curious in Bradders and seeing how he's holding up with his tire wear. That is going to be interesting to see if Hot Pockets can catch up. 8 minutes left. Bradders has to be in light tire wear now. Yep. It's definitely a light tire wear now. It's going to be interesting to see how it's not going to affect his lap times too much. He might lose it, 2, 3 tenths, 4 at most per lap. Shouldn't be that much of an effect, but once he gets into that 60 percentile, that's when Hot Pockets is really going to start making some strides. Now, keep in mind, Bradders also does not have a penalty. Hot Pockets has a small penalty, so even though if Hot Pockets were to pass Bradders towards the end of this race, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to clinch 5th place. Bradders can still tuck in behind him and to follow him along and still get 5th place due to penalties. Dindo pulled away from Toge now as he looks like he might secure 2nd place as long as nothing goes wrong. Beats, I want to say well ahead, a third of the track ahead, maybe even more. What do you call between a half and a third? He's way up ahead in lap traffic right now. Bolt in 4th place, not enough to catch 3rd, but well away from 5th place. Going to stick with this here, 5th and 6th place, because this is going to be interesting to see how Bradders is going to do with his tire wear. Arkina's also in 7th place. If Bradder falls off far enough, Arkina might be able to also steal a position as well. 8th place is too far away. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13 are close. That's going to be one to look for afterwards to see what happens there. What's your prediction, folks? Let me know in the chat. Do you think Bradders is going to be able to hold out and clinch 5th place? or is Hot Pockets gonna do it and get 5th place? We've got a little more than 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. That's got to be what, 2.5 laps? Something like that. Let's ride along here, Hot Pockets, as he's slowly creeping up. Hot Pockets seems to be okay with tire wear. He's going to be in that light wear range, but the moderates is where it really starts falling off. Looks like he got lots of catching, caught up to Brothers a lot here. Hot Pockets well in the draft of Bradders now. Bradders going to try and defend as best he can. Not sure how he's going to be able to do it with that tire wear. Hot Pockets got the inside. Hard the brakes. Let's see if anything happens. They keep the cars under control. Bradders now going to try and stick behind Hot Pockets as best as possible because he knows that Hot Pockets does have a penalty. Let's take a look at the penalty here. I'm curious to see how big the penalty is Hot Pockets has. Almost 1/10 of a mile. That's pretty big. Hot Pockets needs to get some distance here. If Bradders can stay in the draft and get some tow, he might be able to get it done. Look at Bradders here. The sun's coming up pretty early here, almost 5 a.m. Ooh, yeah, Bradders is going to get into severe tire wear soon with that front right tire. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with Hot Pockets. And then looking at Arkina might now have a chance at passing Bradders, but Arkina does have a big penalty. He would have to pass him and get a good amount of distance. So Hot Pockets gets the move done in 5th place. So out of the top 5 drivers, if things hold and nothing changes, out of the top 5 finishing drivers, 4 of them have NDL in their gamer tag. NDL beats here from start to finish, no mistakes. He doesn't even have a penalty, folks, in 1st place, making it look easy. And the question is, can anybody stop NDL Beats? And this is not his 1st stint. It's his 2nd stint, folks. He's been doing this 2 in a row. Insane. Did a great job here for the Ferrari and the NDL team and his teammates. Started a little further back, fought hard, made his way all up into 2nd place here. Toge got out early into 2nd place, was holding it for a majority of the race. Looks like he's going to finish a solid 3rd place. ESV Bolt making his way up the field, started from the back, and now he's here in 4th place. A huge run. It would have been interesting to see if ESV Bolt started in the front near Beats to see if these two would have gone at it for a majority of the race. Arkina now moving up into 6th place. We said that Bradders is going to have severe tire wear, but Arkina does have a big penalty, so he's got less than a minute now to put some gap between him and Bradders. Bradders started off strong, was in third place at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Um, might have changed his tire strategy, or maybe that was his original tire strategy to go one less pit stop. And I think that's what hurt him the most, was that one less pit stop where everybody else made an extra pit stop, and therefore they had the better tire wear. That's why he may have dropped a few spots, but still strong performance nonetheless. TNR Vercallum, aka Mr. Max Verstappen here. A solid performance in the Audi, finishing in 8th place here. Lucky TNR, another Audi member, for 9th place. P1R Bunter from the P1R team, finishing a solid 10th place. HYR Warner fighting in the top there in the Viper. Ooh, looks like he might have dropped down a spot at the last second there. The tire wear, and that's it, folks. Stint 2 is in the bag. Let's take some screenshots, make sure we got the race ending. Unfortunately, JSR Light, Arno, and Flux disconnected. Blue screen, black screen, whatever you want to call it. They could not finish the race, and that is always a sad, sad thing to see and hear. But our winners for Stint 2 is NDL Beats, NDL Toge, and NDL Dindu. Excuse me, Dindu is in second, NDL Toge in third. Yep, let's give a like for that. Let's save a replay here, and it didn't work for Stint 1, but it might work for Stint 2 as I record everything now. I want to give a big thank you to everybody that was watching Stint 2. I will be hosting Stint 3, which starts at an hour from now. So please, if you're around, stay tuned for Stint 3, as we're going to have another good Daytona battle here in Florida.